Hi guys, welcome to my web development tutorial. This is Blena Chisenga. A brief about me. I have over 7 years experience in developing mobile apps and web applications. I'm looking forward to interacting with you all and share some knowledge. Feel free, whenever you're struggling, drop me a comment and I'll help you. Let's make the world a better place for all of us.
Okay, let's dive into our tutorial today. We'll discuss about web development. So before we go any further, it's very important to define what's web development so that we are on the same page. According to Wikipedia, that's a definition of web development. Web development is the work involved in developing a website for the internet or an intranet. Web development can range from developing a simple static page of plain text to complex web-based internet applications, electronic businesses, and social network services. That's the definition according to Wikipedia. Let's break down this definition into some components and some parts. We can see that web development, it's the work that is involved in developing two things: a website or a web application. So whenever we're dealing with web development, we have to think of websites and web applications. And the further the usage, some usage there, some can be social network services or electronic businesses, our internet applications that are running on the internet. Those are just some examples of what you can do with web development. All right, like we said, that could be divided into websites and web applications. So let's see what are the examples of websites. I'm pretty sure you have gone through this website before. If you're from Malawi, www.nyasatimes.com. That's a website. When you go there, you can read news, comment on it. That's a website. Another good example of a website can be gamestores.co.za, where you can see the list of products that are on promotion at the game stores, the prices for electronics and whatnot. That's another example of a website. Another example of a website can be www.vigitechmalawi.com. If you visit that link, you see that's another example of a website. Now that we have a little bit knowledge of websites, what's a web app now? Let's give an examples of web apps so that we understand what's a web app. If you go on your browser and type www.facebook.com, there'll be a page that will load. That's an example of a web application. You're able to message your friends, you are able to do sponsored ads on it, you're able to tag your friends, you're able to post something else. It's more like you're managing your profile on your own. There are a lot of things that that happens behind the Facebook. There's data. They're managing your data backend while you're pushing in your data. So that's an example of a web application. Another good example of a web application would be www.twitter.com. If you go that, you see you have a mobile version and a web version. So the web version, if you go in your browser, you see the functionality. Whatever you can do on mobile app, you can still do the same on the web version. You can tweet, you can retweet, you can mention someone else, you can send direct messages. That's an example of a web app. Another good example, WhatsApp is very popular now. If you go on your web browser, you type web.whatsapp.com, you can scan the code that's there and still communicate with your friends by sending messages to them, forwarding messages, reading messages. Everything that you can do on the mobile app, you can also do the same on the WhatsApp web. These are examples of web applications. As you can see, the only difference is the functionality. But the presentation might look a bit similar, but the application have more functionality than the websites. The websites are used to display information and interact with the users and get the information. But the applications, they process the data, and display the information or give back the information. So that's a major difference between a web app and a website. Alright, so the focus for this tutorial will be on websites. We have to know how to develop the websites, what do we need to get started, ABCD. Other tutorials will focus on the web applications. So the series will go step by step on the website side, then the web application side. Okay, so what are the tools that you need to design and develop a website? Thank God, most of the tools are open source. You don't have to pay anything for you to develop your website. All you need is a text editor. A text editor is the one that you use to write the code that will be interpreted by the browser. So the text editor, just keep in mind that somewhere where you can write something that the computer will understand, the interpreter will understand, and display information in the browser. That's a text editor. An example would be a notepad that comes with Windows. We'll see the one we use in this tutorial. There are a lot of text editors that you can use. We need a local server. A local server is the one that will hold our source code. Whatever we write, we'll push it to the local server so that the browser will communicate with the local server and display our website. Don't worry, we'll go through each one one by one. Obviously, for your website to be seen, there should be a web browser. The code the other side, after the code has been interpreted, you can see it on the web browser. By default, if you're using a Windows machine, you have Internet Explorer. But too bad, some of us, we don't use Internet Explorer. We just use it to download Firefox and Google Chrome. Anyway, that's none of my business. Let's move on. How do we install these things? Let's start with the text editor. With the text editor, we're saying we use Notepad++. The default one comes as Notepad, but it's not a good editor. It doesn't highlight some things, but we'll see both of them and differentiate and see which one is the best. But obviously, it's Notepad++. There are other text editors that you know that you can use. The advantage of Notepad++, it's fast and lightweight. It doesn't take time to load. It does its job in using the minimal resources. So that's why I just love this editor. There are a lot of text editors that you can use. You're not limited to use Notepad++. Okay, so how do we get Notepad++? We download by visiting that link, or if you're on Google, you can just Google that. Let me go to Google real quick and see how we can download that. So I'm on Google. I'll say Notepad++. All right. You can see there are a lot of links there. The official website is notepad-plus.org. So just click on it. So there are a number of versions. If you can scroll down from earlier versions or whatnot, but best practice, you have to download the latest version or the second from the latest version, the stable release. So I'll get the 7.7.1. There it will refer you to the download link. So according to your machine, you can download the 64-bit or the 32-bit. So my machine is 64-bit, so I'll download the 64-bit. I'll click on the installer. Now it will pop up for me to download. I already downloaded this, so oops, that hurts. Anyway, so already downloaded mine, so just cancel this one and go to my downloads. I don't want to delete that, I know. If I go to my downloads, there's that installer, the Notepad++ installer. And for you, for your sake, it might be wherever you saved your downloads. After downloading that Notepad++, I'll click on mine. Then you tell me yes, what. I'll say yes, English. If you also know other languages, you can choose. But I want to know that. So English. Then I'll do next. Then agree. But I want to agree to this since I've already installed my my text editor. For your sake, you just have to click agree, then the installation will finish, then we'll start. I'll say yes, yeah, I want to create, yes. For your sake, you go ahead. Alright? So you can start the Notepad++ by searching Notepad++. Then you see Notepad++, then you can click on it. That means you open that Notepad++. So that's our text editor. That's how Notepad++ looks like. So we use this to write our code. All right. Let's go back to our guide, to our tutorial. Let's go back to our guide. So I'll say, okay, where do we go now? Bang, 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 bang. Don't worry. Oh, there we go. I see it from the current slide. Okay. So now we have downloaded and installed our text editor. Next, we have to install our server, the local server that we use to host our website. For this tutorial, we use WAMP server. There are other options that you can use. There's XAMPP and other servers that you can use. But for this sake, we use WAMP server. For WAMP server, you go the link as well and download the WAMP server. For my sake now, let me just take you back to the browser and let's just search for WAMP server. If you can just search on Google WAMP server. There's the link, wampserver.com. You see there's some gibberish there, you can read all that. I'm interested in the 64-bit WAMP server. I click on 64-bit, they tell you some warning, take your time, you can read that, understand that, but I'll go to download directory. Okay, so it takes some time, it's loading, so the thing shortly, which is 1 second 0. Now it's popping up. So I already downloaded this as well. It's about 287 MB. You go ahead, save the file for you to download that, but I'll cancel since I already downloaded this. So I'll cancel that and I'll go to my browser. My browser, you see there's WAMP server there as well, so I can just click on WAMP server. Second time to load. Yeah, they say, do you want to allow this, blah blah blah. You can say yes. English, yes, I want English. I accept the agreement, though I haven't read the agreement. You can read that if you have time. Yeah, next. So it tells you where you have to install that. Once you do next, it will start installing that to that folder. For my sake, I've already installed this, so I'll do cancel. You can go ahead, do the next. If you meet any change, just keep on doing the defaults, don't change anything. The easiest you can do is that, keep on doing the defaults. Alright, so we have downloaded our WAMP server and installed that. What's next? Okay, forget one thing, the browser. We already talked about the browser, that you need the browser, you have the browser. If you don't have any browser, download one. I would recommend Firefox or Google Chrome. The others don't matter. Alright, what's next? For us to practice, we do a basic school website. So that we should learn the basics by doing a real life project, but to just have minimal functionality, just basics, just to teach you how you can get things done on your own, ABCD. So this basic website, it'll have a homepage where we'll have details about the school, their mission, their courses, what else you can think on the homepage, the menus, whatnot. Yeah, something like that. Whatever we can decide to be on a homepage in due course, we can still add on the homepage. It'll have the About Us page where we explain more about the school, the board of directors, the administration, vision, mission, something like that. The history about the school, etc. Then we have a gallery page where we'll be posting our images. It might be some functions, so we may group the images by folders, by albums, ABCD. So we'll have the gallery page. Then we'll have the contact page. So that will constitute our basic school website. We just do those four basic links: the menus, the homepage, about us, the gallery, and the contact page. By building this basic website, we'll learn the basics of web development, the website part. How can we get our HTML into the text editor? How can we add some CSS and not? So we'll see some more. We use some framework as we go, which is called Bootstrap. It's a modern framework. Gets the job done quickly and nicely. With a modern feel, mobile friendly. The website that whenever you're on a phone is still looking good, when you're on a PC is still looking good. So that's the beauty about the Bootstrap. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial where we're getting our hands dirty and do the actual work. Remember, this course is about practicals, no theory. If you're looking for too much theory, enroll at some university, at some school there. We're about business here. We ain't playing with some theory thing. Alright. Thank you guys. See you in the next tutorial as we try to build our basic school website.